Have you ever noticed how some people test your limits the moment they realize you won't push back? They interrupt you mid-sentence. They talk over you. They make subtle jokes that aren't jokes at all. And when you stay polite, they take it as permission. Most people respond with anger, long explanations, or desperate attempts to clear the air. But that never earns respect. It only drains your energy and trains them to treat you the same way again. The Stoics understood this long before modern psychology gave it language. No one can disrespect you without your participation, not because the behavior is acceptable, but because your response is where your real power lives. Today, we're going to explore 6 Stoic ways to handle people who don't respect you. Methods that don't require shouting, arguing, or lowering yourself. Each of these approaches gives you something far more powerful: control over your presence, your energy, and the standards you live by. Stay with me. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to respond, calmly, strategically, and with a level of self-respect they can't ignore. 1. The silent stare. Reverse the power dynamic. There's a moment that happens right before someone disrespects you. A shift in tone, a smirk, a quick glance to see if you'll react. People who test you aren't looking for fairness. They're looking for control. And the fastest way to lose that control is to snap, defend, argue, or explain. That's exactly what they expect. That's what keeps the power in their hands. The silent stare is the opposite. It's calm, it's slow, and it forces them to face something they never expect: your stillness. Imagine someone interrupts you in a meeting. Your instinct is to talk over them or justify your point. But a Stoic doesn't rush. You pause. You lift your eyes. And you look directly at them. Steady, neutral, unhurried. For 3, maybe 5 seconds. No blinking. No scrambling to fill the silence. That pause alone is often enough to make them stumble, because their disrespect relied on you reacting fast. When you don't, the imbalance collapses. They become the one who feels exposed. The silent stare works because it flips the psychological script. Most disrespect is impulsive. A quick jab to see if you'll shrink. When you hold eye contact, you aren't fighting back. You're reflecting their behavior back to them. It forces them to hear the weight of their own words without you having to utter a single one. This is exactly what Stoicism teaches. You don't need to meet force with force. You meet it with clarity. This technique doesn't require aggression. In fact, if you look angry, irritated, or emotional, the effect is lost. The power comes from stillness. Your face stays neutral. Your breathing stays slow. You signal that you're present, alert, and unfazed. They expected noise. You gave them silence. And nothing unsettles a disrespectful person more than seeing their attempts fail. Picture a friend who makes a joking insult at your expense. Most people let it slide or awkwardly laugh. Not you. You look directly at them, calm and unmoved. The room shifts instantly. Suddenly, everyone realizes the joke wasn't funny. It was a test. And you didn't take the bait. That moment earns you more respect than any sharp comeback ever could. In relationships, the silent stare interrupts manipulation. When someone tries to guilt-trip you or twist your words, your silence communicates one powerful message. I see what you're doing. It removes the emotional reward they were hoping for. Now they have to deal with themselves, not your reaction. Use this technique especially when someone cuts you off. Someone speaks to you condescendingly. Someone makes a passive-aggressive jab. Someone tries to provoke you on purpose. In every case, the stare does the heavy lifting. You're not ignoring them. You're making them face what they just did. And once you master this, something shifts inside you. You stop rushing to defend yourself. You stop giving instant emotional access. You stop reacting to every disrespectful impulse thrown your way. The silent stare is not about intimidation. It's about presence. a quiet declaration, "I'm not easily moved." That alone commands more respect than any argument ever will. Su im lang ko chu jich nai chin la bok jiao tianje lei lai quien nang ma banja trao ji qua lao. When you look back at them with calm eyes, you aren't just responding, you're reclaiming the room. 2. Silence as a complete response. There's a level of disrespect that doesn't come from shouting, insults, or obvious hostility. It comes from subtle provocation. The kind meant to drag you into a reaction so the other person can feel superior for a moment. And the truth is simple. Disrespect only survives when you feed it. When you stop feeding it, it dies. That is why silence is one of the most powerful responses a Stoic can use. Not the silence of fear, not the silence of surrender, but the silence of understanding. The kind that says, "I am not giving my energy to this." Most people believe that when someone disrespects you, you must react, you must defend yourself, you must explain your intentions. But that belief is exactly what disrespectful people rely on. They want the show, they want your frustration, they want the emotional spike that proves they got under your skin. When you stay silent, you deny them the reward. Imagine someone makes a snide remark about you in front of others. The normal reaction is to fire back or justify yourself. But a Stoic doesn't reward cheap shots. You turn your head slightly, maintain a calm face, and let the comment fall flat. No explanation, no counterattack, no attempt to fix anything. Suddenly, the energy shifts, not toward you, but toward them. Their attempt looks childish because your silence exposes the immaturity of the behavior. Silence works because it forces the disrespectful person to sit with their own words. They expect pushback. They expect a spark. Instead, they get a void they now have to fill with their own discomfort. And discomfort is where truth lives. They see the reflection of their own behavior, and they can't hide behind the excuse of, "You're overreacting," because you didn't react at all. In social dynamics, silence is a filter. People who respect you won't misuse your silence. People who don't respect you will panic or escalate when they don't get the reaction they want. Either way, you learn something valuable. Silence becomes your lens. A man tries to provoke you with a sarcastic comment. Silence. A co-worker makes a rude half-joke about your work. Silence. Someone tries to bait you into an argument that benefits them, not you. Silence. This doesn't mean you accept bad treatment. Stoics always protect their energy and their dignity. What silence says is something far stronger. Your behavior isn't worth my emotional labor. That sentence alone destroys most petty attempts at disrespect. And here's the secret. Silence isn't empty. Silence communicates boundaries without the drama. It communicates confidence without the performance. It communicates clarity without waste. Have you ever noticed how people speak differently when they know you're listening carefully, not reacting impulsively? That's because silence creates pressure, not on you, but on them. It forces them to examine the tone, the intention, the meaning behind what they just said. It forces honesty. And when silence doesn't work, that's important data too. It tells you the person in front of you isn't looking for connection or respect. They're looking for dominance or chaos. And both are things Stoic minds walk away from. Silence, when chosen deliberately, is not weakness. It is self-control. It is restraint. It is emotional sovereignty. It is the moment you stop letting other people decide how you feel and how you react. So the next time someone tries to pull you into their drama, remember this. Not every question deserves an answer. Not every insult deserves a response. Not every attack deserves a war. Sometimes the strongest thing you can say is nothing at all. 3. Set boundaries without apology. Most people don't lose respect because they're weak. They lose respect because they apologize for having standards. And nothing encourages a disrespectful person more than seeing you shrink when you try to stand up for yourself. You say sorry before speaking. You soften your tone. You make your boundary sound like an inconvenience. And in that moment, the other person learns a dangerous lesson. Your dignity is negotiable. A Stoic never negotiates their dignity. Setting boundaries without apology doesn't mean being rude. It means being clear. It means understanding that your time, your energy, your mental space, and your emotional well-being are all resources that deserve protection, and you don't need permission to protect them. Picture this. Someone talks to you in a condescending tone. The natural instinct is to explain why their tone hurts you or to try to fix the mood. Instead, you hold your composure and say, with steady calmness, "Let's keep this respectful." You don't justify it. You don't over-explain. You don't smile nervously. You simply honor your standard. Notice what happens. They either adjust or they expose themselves. And both outcomes are useful. People who respect you will recalibrate instantly. They may not have intended to cross a line, and your calm boundary helps the relationship improve. People who don't respect you will react with defensiveness, sarcasm, or irritation, revealing their true nature. This is the Stoic advantage. Boundaries aren't walls. They're filters. You don't build a fortress to keep everyone out. You build a gate to let the right people in. Another scenario, someone constantly demands your time, calling you whenever they want, expecting immediate replies, inserting themselves into your day. A boundary might look like, "I'm not available right now. I'll get back to you later." Short, direct, controlled. No apology added at the end. The key is to remove the softeners. "Sorry, but I hope it's okay if I don't mean to be difficult." These phrases signal that you are asking for permission to have needs. Stoicism teaches the opposite. You act from principle, not from people-pleasing. Even in family dynamics, boundaries matter. Someone raises their voice at you. You calmly say, "I don't stay in conversations where I'm yelled at. We can talk when things are calm." Then you step away. Not with anger, not with drama, with discipline. And in the workplace, boundaries matter even more. Your colleague dumps tasks on you last minute. "I can't take this on. My schedule is full." No justification, no guilt, a simple statement of reality. A boundary is not a debate. A boundary is not a negotiation. A boundary is a decision. And here's the beauty. When you enforce boundaries without apology, your relationships become clearer, cleaner, and more honest. You stop living in resentment. You stop tolerating disrespect disguised as jokes. You stop overextending yourself to win approval that never mattered. Most importantly, you start training the people around you, not by force, but by consistency. They learn that you carry yourself with self-respect. They learn that you mean what you say. They learn that you are someone who holds the line. This is the Stoic approach to boundaries, calm, firm, unapologetic. Because the moment you stop apologizing for protecting your peace, you stop giving people permission to violate it. 4. Stop explaining yourself to people who devalue you. There is a quiet but devastating trap many people fall into when dealing with disrespect: the urge to explain themselves. You explain why you made a choice. You explain why you said no. You explain why you can't tolerate certain behavior. You even explain why your feelings are valid. But here's the truth: most people never learn. If someone doesn't respect you, they're not listening to your explanation. They're waiting for ammunition. People who devalue you don't want clarity. They want leverage. They want to poke, push, and question until you doubt yourself. The more you explain, the more they collect. Every reason you give becomes something they can twist, dismiss, or use against you later. A Stoic never plays that game. Stoicism teaches that your intention belongs to you, your choices belong to you, and your peace belongs to you. None of these require external approval. Imagine this scenario. You make a career choice that feels right for you. Someone says, "Why would you do that? It doesn't make sense." Most people panic. They start giving long explanations, trying to prove their decision is valid. But a Stoic answers with something far stronger. Because it's the right decision for me. Period. No elaboration. When you stop explaining yourself to those who don't value you, something powerful happens. The power dynamic flips. Suddenly, they have nothing to grab onto. They expected you to justify yourself, to defend your logic, to feed their sense of superiority, but you offered a wall of calm clarity instead. Think of how children push boundaries. They keep asking why, not to understand, but to test authority. Adults do this too, just in more subtle ways. They challenge your choices to measure how unsure you are. If you scramble to justify yourself, you signal weakness. If you stand firm, you signal self-trust. Another example. Someone disrespects your time. They ask for a favor you don't want to do. Instead of saying, "I'm so sorry, I'm really busy. I have a lot going on," a Stoic says, "I'm not available." Short, steady, and complete. Notice how ending your sentences early unnerves disrespectful people. They want loopholes to exploit. They want uncertainty to manipulate. Your explanation-free boundary denies them both. And here's a deeper layer. Explanations invite negotiation. When you explain, you open the door for debate. Now the other person feels entitled to evaluate your reasons and reject them. You unconsciously give them authority over your decisions. Stoics never hand out authority cheaply. Even in relationships, the same rule applies. When someone tries to corner you with guilt, "Why are you being distant?" or "Why don't you put more effort in?" you don't fall into the emotional trap of explaining your every thought. You say, "This is what I need right now." If they respect you, they'll understand. If they don't, more explanation won't save the relationship anyway. And here's the harsh but liberating truth. People who genuinely value you never demand long explanations. People who demand explanations rarely value you. Your time is precious. Your peace is sacred. Your direction is yours alone. Stop giving people a map to your decisions. Stop apologizing for your boundaries. Stop justifying what doesn't need justification. The less you explain, the more respect you command, from others and from yourself. The Stoics understood this clearly. Your life doesn't need permission. It needs conviction. 5. Strategic distance. Choice, not emotion. One of the most powerful ways to handle disrespect is in confrontation. It's not a lecture. It's not proving a point. It's distance. Deliberate, calm, strategic distance. Most people misunderstand distance. They think stepping back means you're hurt, angry, bitter, or afraid. But true Stoic distance isn't emotional at all. It's clarity. It's the recognition that some people have shown you, through repeated patterns, that they cannot be trusted with close access to your life. Distance is not punishment. Distance is data management. When someone shows consistent disrespect, mocking you, dismissing you, undermining you, you don't argue with them. You don't chase them. You don't try to change their mind. You simply adjust your proximity. You choose how much access they get to your time, your energy, your attention, and your personal world. There's a simple truth. You can't control how people behave, but you can control how close they get. Imagine a coworker who constantly talks down to you. You've already addressed it once or twice, but the pattern repeats. Instead of engaging in yet another exhausting conversation, you create distance. You stop sharing unnecessary information. You keep conversations short and professional. You don't sit next to them. You don't invest energy trying to fix the dynamic. You simply reduce access. And something shifts. They lose their ability to influence your inner world. They lose the satisfaction of getting a reaction. They lose the power they used to have. Distance dissolves their leverage. In friendships, strategic distance is even more essential. If someone only comes around to take, criticize, or use you, you don't need to confront them dramatically. Stoic distance looks like slow withdrawal. Fewer replies, fewer invitations, fewer opportunities to drain you. You let the relationship recalibrate itself through your absence. Healthy people will notice the shift and ask with respect. Unhealthy people will get angry and accuse you, proving exactly why the distance was necessary. In relationships, distance protects you from emotional manipulation. If someone disrespects your boundaries, mocks your values, or uses your vulnerability against you, the Stoic response is not chaos. It's space. Space gives you perspective. Space breaks the emotional fog. Space shows you who you are without the noise of their influence. And here's the secret. Distance is not about them. Distance is about you. It's about choosing peace over proximity. It's about choosing clarity over chaos. It's about choosing self-respect over convenience. Your energy is a currency. Every interaction either invests or drains. Disrespect drains, and wise people do not let their inner world be emptied by repeat offenders. When you practice strategic distance, you send a message without saying a word. I decide who has access to me. That message alone is powerful enough to rewire entire relationships. People who value you will rise to meet your standard. People who don't will fade on their own. Both outcomes are wins. You don't need to cut people off dramatically. You don't need to announce anything. You don't need them to understand your reasoning. Distance is a boundary expressed through behavior, not explanation. And in the end, the people who belong in your life will never be threatened by your self-respect. The ones who are threatened by it were never meant to stay close. Strategic distance reveals everything. It exposes the truth, protects your peace, and reminds you that respect isn't something you demand. It's something you allow. 6. Stand tall. The body language of self-respect. Before you say a single word, before you draw a boundary, before you deliver a calm response, your body has already communicated who you are. And disrespectful people are experts at reading one thing: weakness in posture. Not weakness in strength, weakness in presence. People who don't respect you look for slouched shoulders, downward eyes, nervous fidgeting, rushed speech, or a shrinking stance. Those signals tell them everything they need to know. This person won't defend themselves. This person will tolerate anything. This person is an easy target. But when you stand tall, truly tall, everything changes before you ever speak. Stoicism teaches that dignity is an inner posture expressed outwardly. It's not an act. It's a physical reflection of self-respect, clarity, and groundedness. When your body is aligned, your mind follows. When your mind is steady, your presence becomes undeniable. Think about how you walk into a room. Most people enter quietly, small and apologetic, as if they're trying not to disturb anyone. That alone signals you're not used to being respected. A Stoic enters differently. Back straight, shoulders open, head level, not high, not low. Breathing slow and measured. Just this shift resets the entire dynamic. You look like someone who cannot be pushed around emotionally. You carry the weight of someone who knows their worth without needing to prove it. Now picture a situation where someone insults you lightly. Not aggressively, just enough to test your reaction. Most people laugh nervously, tense up, or rush to defend themselves. But you don't. You stay still. Your face relaxes. Your breath is even. You lift your eyes slowly and hold them there with calm firmness. You're not staring to intimidate. You're simply anchored. That stillness breaks their tactic. It forces them to realize they didn't shake you. And people quickly lose interest in attacking someone they can't destabilize. Here's the psychological truth. Body language doesn't just influence how others see you, it influences what they think they can get away with. A disrespectful person looks for open doors. Physical, emotional, energetic. Weak posture is an open door. Strong posture is a locked gate. Let's go deeper. In conversations, don't rush your words. Rushing signals insecurity. Speak slowly, with controlled tone. Pause when needed. Let silence create weight. Every pause says, "I'm not afraid of this moment." People who disrespect you feed on your urgency. Taking your time starves them. Your hands matter too. Keep them still or grounded, not fidgeting or tapping. Fidgeting screams uncertainty. Stillness signals self-command. Your breathing matters most. Rapid breathing shows agitation. Slow breathing shows authority. And authority quiets disrespect faster than any argument ever could. Even small adjustments change everything. Standing with feet firmly planted instead of shifting weight. Keeping your chin parallel to the ground. Meeting eyes without flinching. Holding space instead of collapsing into it. This is not performance. This is discipline. This is you choosing to embody the version of yourself that knows who you are and what you will not allow. And here's the quiet power behind it. When you stand tall, you don't have to convince anyone to respect you. They feel it. When you stand tall, you don't have to defend yourself constantly. Your presence does it for you. When you stand tall, you make people think twice before crossing your line. Because disrespect rarely comes from courage. It comes from assumption. The assumption that you won't stand up for yourself. So you don't need to fight. You don't need to yell. You don't need to posture aggressively. You simply stand tall, calm, clear, unmoved. A reminder to every disrespectful person in the room, I respect myself, and that alone changes how you will treat me. Respect is not something you chase. It's not something you beg for, and it's never something you earn by lowering your standards just to keep the peace. Respect begins with how you carry yourself, how you respond, and how you choose to protect your energy. Today, you've learned 6 Stoic ways to handle people who don't respect you. Not through anger, not through arguments, but through presence, clarity, and disciplined self-control. The silent stare. Silence as a response. Boundaries without apology, ending the cycle of endless explanations. Strategic distance. And finally, the power of standing tall. Each of these isn't just a technique. It's a decision. A decision to stop letting other people define the tone of your day. A decision to stop giving emotional access to anyone who hasn't earned it. A decision to live with self-respect as a non-negotiable standard. Remember this: you cannot control how others act, but you can always control how you show up. And when you show up with calm strength, the world adjusts. Those who value you rise. Those who don't quietly fall away. If today's message spoke to you, let me know in the comments which part hit the hardest. Like this video, share it with someone who needs this reminder, and subscribe so you don't miss the next piece of Stoic wisdom. And repeat this with me. I do not negotiate my self-respect.